Okay, this is harassment and terrorism by an entity while criminal activity under Title 18 is underway. Is everything okay?
Yeah, why?
Because there was a great boom right now. I thought you were hurt. Is everything all right? You're just cleaning, right?
Yes.
Oh, it sounded like something crashed into the wall. It even shook my headboard in my room. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really loud while you're cleaning. Do you mind keeping the noise down a little bit? I was trying to sleep.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're
Have a good one.
welcome.
It's P.O.C. And I want you to see, here's my shadow here, and here's my shadow here. This is group stalking, and this is courtyard, engaging in terrorism. You pacing? Yeah, that's P.O.C. That's Title 18 criminal conduct, group stalking with the demon, slamming all the doors. That's what I'm documenting, which she knows. Everything okay?
Yeah.
Is it okay if I get some toilet paper?
Yeah, you need?
Yeah, please. Thanks. I'm going to go back to sleep now, so no more blooming on the walls, right?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. All right, and if not a natural born citizen, deportation, crossing path. Crossing path. Courtyard, right? You work here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is there a time where I can get my trash emptied?
More trash empty?
Uh-huh.
I mean, I could let them know.
Okay.
512?
Yeah,
Just
thanks.
trash?
Yeah, just the
Okay.
trash. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
That's P.O.C. Double shadows. All right. Monitoring in a private space is a sex offense and engaging in Title 18 criminal activity. And I want to be clear, I just encountered a demon-possessed person, and the hostility is demonstrated through the demonic behaviors. This headboard and a loud boom while shaking. And you also know that this is the demonic behavior pattern. The fake scent remains over Courtyard by Marriott at 700 West Huntington Drive from, as a matter of documentation, 7:20 in the morning until after 5 p.m., where you also see the entity stalking by helicopters, which you saw Monrovia Police Department stalking with the green flashing light helicopter right over my head this morning after 12 o'clock in the morning. And also you saw the entity group stalking after 5 p.m., where that same fake scent is still at the same address. That's a demon. Okay, and that is also a psychopath, and she had her communication device in hand, monitoring me. Walking back toward the door was that demon that was pacing. She's exhibiting the ongoing determination. That's a psychopath that I am encountering while I'm documenting her, and she also knows what I'm capturing on screenshots, what I'm uploading to the internet, while sensational activity is occurring in here. That's a sex offender, first of all, and the other demon who's dragging a basket, working at the facilitating venue, monitoring me while doing so under the guise of the business of the company. This is the same thing that Carlo Lopez is doing with speaker companies as an employee. You're looking at the same POC, a different venue, same entity, same demon possession. And they're doing so, well, let me be clear. The entity is doing so, let me pause this so you can hear me. And pause this to their own demise. Both of those employees are going to federal prison. Every employee that's on the schedule, they're all going to federal prison. They're routinely engaged in federal stalking. You just saw one. If she's not a natural born citizen, then she's also going to be deported. Understand how the people, the entity, and the state are going to be prosecuted the same. Alan San Victoris is not different or on any other level than this demon that's engaging in group stalking by housekeeping at a facilitating venue. That demon, Alan San Victoris, poses a threat to the American public in the same way that this demon group stalking at a facilitating venue, because that demon, Alan San Victoris, has the ability to access weapons as a part of his job, engaging in state surveillance, access to helicopters, which you saw that terrorism underway while I'm capturing the POC. While impossible light activity in the shade, in the dark, is the shade of that banister was appearing on the inside of my wall. Absolutely impossible light activity. It's also impossible light activity while a fake sun remains over the venue and you have multiple shadows in the hallway while you're crossing path. That's engaging in demonic pacing, maintaining presence, and doing so in an obsessive and psychotic manner while you want to be seen as doing something related to your job. Those are demons. And that's an act of terrorism while this wall shakes. And while I'm documenting, it's not a coincidence. It's also speaking to a demon that's why I went and got that demon's face, because she's going to federal prison. She's not different. The entire workforce. Courtyard Marriott is engaged in state surveillance. That's how I'm able to go to Las Vegas, Nevada and capture the same POC, by the way. So you talk about Marriott Bonvoy, who's engaged in state surveillance. The employees at this venue are going to federal prison for it. While they're ceaselessly engaged in it and their their criminal monitoring of what I'm documenting, they're showing they need to be in federal prison. Terrorists that will under no circumstances stop engaging in terrorism, that is sexually violent monitoring in the private space. This is doing criminal activity on behalf of corrupt terrorist organizations like the MONROVIA Police Department. First of all, you're not intelligent enough on its face engaging in that criminal conduct. You are also ill-equipped and disqualified based on the you don't have any qualifications to be a part of the Secret Service. You have no training to be a part of any Secret Service. You are acting in concert with a corrupt terrorist organization that also is not qualified, doesn't have the doesn't meet any of the prerequisites regarding being a part of some sort of Secret Service, which would have the legal authority not to engage in group stalking, but nothing that the Monrovia Police Department is lawful. So I just want to point that out. This is an unintelligent and unsophisticated, under no circumstances elite, just purely demonic method of criminal surveillance. And none of them are a part of the Secret Service. None of them. Okay, federal prison for this demon that's stalking while the fake son is over this hotel and terrorizing me because that psychopath, that's a sex offender, which represents the entire entity who are pacing at the Huntington Oaks shopping center, stalking on the 210 freeway, whose ability to hear them is impossible. That's the population of demons. The psychopaths that surround you are hostile to your exposing them. That hostility equals federal prison. That equals mental facility. That's what that equals. Okay, they're doing so on behalf and unofficially for a criminal act that the Monrovia Police Department are engaging in. And you're doing so with regard to your knowledge of the fact that it's being documented. And that knowledge is also shown with regard to the pattern of conduct that's already established before I went and got more demons working at another facilitating venue, doing so while group stalking by cleaning, housekeeping the venue. I want to be clear, what you saw on camera, that was a psychopath that you saw stalking in a hotel room. The demon possessed are psychotic, and you know that through the demonic elements that they maintain. You also know it while I capture them and confront them, they are trying to continue to engage in their facade, which is not persuasive whatsoever. That's the personality defect. That's the public safety concern. While the demon possessed are stalking, engaging in federal stalking online, maintain knowledge of the fact that their criminal system is exposed, and then they behave like they do. That's not neutralizing a threat. That's not normal. That's not anything other than disconcerting to the ordinary target individual as well. That's relevant to psychological torture. Courtyard by Marriott. Marriott Bonvoy is going to compensate for that psychological torture, that psychotic conduct that the entity just engaged in right now. Group stalking in a specific environment and doing so while you know that it's being captured, you're literally engaging in federal stalking while you're in the environment, holding your cell phone up, doing the exact same thing that I'm doing, by the way. All right. Doing so while showing your obsession to engage in it, and you're doing it against the wrong person. The feds know what she's going to federal prison. All right. Any threat that she poses, the people that are connected to her, any minor children, you're going to separate those threats. And if not a natural born citizen, very easily remedied after federal prison, deportation. Okay, period. So it is currently, just want to make sure I document that 2:39 p.m., that demon getting off the elevator is maintaining relevant positioning. They are obsessively, continuously, not in any way ceasing to engage in the criminal conduct upon exposure. Marriott by Bonvoy is committed to the demonic and criminal cause of the state of California. For that, they will be civilly and criminally prosecuted. This is P.O.C. where I'm subject to terrorism inside of a private space. That is Courtyard by Marriott, a sex offender, and everybody that Courtyard by Marriott hires is a sex offender, a demon-possessed one that's engaging in state surveillance, acting in sync with the demons that are maintaining criminal presence all around in the specific environment. They're demons as one, and that entire demonic entity is going to face a massive federal prosecution in the state of California. It is a prosecution of the state of California. This is the shaking of the headboard, doing so while they're hostile, while I'm sleeping, and the demons are obsessed with literally the way that I breathe. They're obsessed with what it is that I'm doing. They're sex offenders obsessed with my genitalia when I'm in the private space, stalking above amplified audible activity, closing their doors, which is not going to create any earthquake. While you're supposedly housekeeping, it's not going to create any earthquake. That's identifying. Then you saw that psychopath, her face, and looking perplexed while I'm asking her a question. Oh, are you okay? Because it sounds like she's throwing her body against the wall. Okay? Shaking the headboard. And that's sensational activity, and it's impossible to occur. And it's also uncharacteristic of somebody that's supposedly just housekeeping. Okay, that's P.O.C. That's showing you the mental illness of the demon possessed, and it's occurring on the watch of the people. That is Courtyard by Marriott, and they're going to pay substantial damages. Substantial damages. This is P.O.C.